Coming in at the number 5 spot in the Rec Sports Power Rankings, rounding out the top 5, is the Houston Oilers. A team that, we've seen that they're starting to climb that hill in age. I mean, you have guys like Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles, getting a little bit up there in age with Tom Brady, too. So it's LaShawn McCoy. It's an older team, but still a pretty talented team. I mean, immediately they'll be starting RG3. It's a guy who there are questions there, but I mean, when you look at, because they just need him for 4 games, and really Cleveland's a bad team. They're going to be airing out the football a lot, so that'll mean a lot of throwing and pass attempts, and hopefully a lot of points for RG3. So they should be fine there, and then Tom Brady ready to take over after week 4. And, for the future, I mean, you got to give them credit. They do have Paxton Lynch, a guy who's extremely high upside pick for a contender. There may be some questions about do you roster that kind of guy, just because it takes up a valuable roster spot. But really, they do have that spot filled, and it's a long-term dynasty play. Probably has the most upside of any quarterback from the 2016 NFL Draft. So there's plenty to like there. They have the present and the future taken care of. They do have 4 quarterbacks on this roster, which is a bit of an unusual move. We'll see how long that lasts, man, with dropping a guy like Sam Bradford later in the season. The season goes on. At running back, we mentioned age is a bit of a thing. I mean, Adrian Peterson is still an elite fantasy running back. He's going to carry that Minnesota Vikings team, be a big part of this Oilers team. But, you could still probably finish as a top 3, top 2 fantasy running back. You have C.J. Anderson, who he's going to be the guy in Denver. He may be splitting with Devontae Booker, but it'll mostly be Anderson's job. Can he take on that role as the lead guy? We're going to find out. But still, he's more than talented enough to carry that role, at least to be an RB2 in fantasy. They also have LaShawn McCoy, who injuries and age are a concern, but he still showed more than enough talent last year, put up good numbers, finished as an RB12 in fantasy. It really could be at least an RB15, RB7, RB16 in fantasy this year at the least. And having that as your flex guy is just an outstanding option. Oh, and Jamal Charles, who really, he's going to be out for week 1, but if he comes back healthy as the season progresses, you're going to be having a backfield with AP, Charles, and then they just mix up C.J. Anderson, LaShawn McCoy based on matchups, which is an outstanding running back trio to run out. Wide receiver situation, that's where we see a little bit of a drop-off. Demaryius Thomas, how will he do with Trevor Siemian? That's going to be a question that, we're going to have to find out as the season goes on. He was wide receiver 9 fantasy last year, and that was with Peyton Manning, who was complete, utter trash. So maybe he is able to keep that top 15 fantasy wide receiver status. Probably he's just given the volume and how talented he is. Michael Crabtree finished as wide receiver 22 last year. There's a lot of talent there. He's going to see plenty of targets, opposite of Amari Cooper, who's going to get more of the double teams. Derek Carr loves throwing his way. So expect another strong season from Amari Cooper. Marcus Wheaton is a guy who I know that Houston is high on. They think he could, as Pittsburgh's number 2 wide receiver, really step up and be a solid fantasy contributor this year. We're going to have to see. It's certainly possible, just given the amount of targets they'll see. But you just never know. I mean, he's had opportunities before, didn't exactly shine. But that's why they have Kamara and Malcolm Mitchell, 2 guys who really do have good breakout potential, could really put up some numbers. And honestly, if neither of that works out, then they end up trading LaShawn McCoy or C.J. Anderson for a wide receiver to upgrade that 3rd wide receiver spot. Now, with this team, age is a factor, and I mean, it's why one of the things we like to do with this is we like to reach out to comment from rival GMs and scouts. And so I will just read this one here, which we got from a rival GM, talking about the Houston Oilers, saying, I think his team is old and they should be rebuilding. I think he's in for a rude awakening and won't finish over 500. I think he's going to get stuck with his declining veterans and it's going to be a brutal rebuild. And really, you may say those comments are harsh, but really, this is a team where if they don't make the moves at the right time, it is going to fall off a cliff age-wise, and that's when they're going to run into serious trouble hanging on to guys too long. And one other thing which we have learned about this team, which is really, I mean, if you thought Colin Kaepernick's stand was, unusual or, you had an issue with it, this team, from what sources are telling me, not only are they going to, sit down during the national anthem, each of their team members are going to burn the American flag during the national anthem. And it's not even about, social issues. It's just they're doing it for fun. This is going to be a volatile team this year. I mean, they have potential to contend, but man, it's controversial, and that makes sense with GM Chris Montgomery. Houston Oilers, wow.